After spotting a smoking backpack, Officer Bell immediately went on alert, grabbed the bag, and ran toward the interrogation room. After throwing it inside, he quickly shut the door and took off his jacket to seal the gap underneath. He then went to the office and told his co-workers to block the other door as well. Finally, he went back into the interrogation room and isolated himself inside, keeping a close eye on the smoking biohazard bag while telling his co-workers to report the situation to the chief. After hearing what happened, the chief responded at once, ordering the security guard to lock down the entire building while everyone else was required to remain at the scene. Meanwhile, after learning that the police station had been attacked, Detective Sherlock looked into the case and found that 2 years earlier, a criminal group had carried out a similar biological attack on the station, killing 7 officers. Following this lead, Sherlock went to a bar and met the mob boss behind the group, asking him about biological weapons. But the crime boss said that everyone involved in the biological attack years ago was already dead, so this attack was clearly not their doing. Seeing how direct and sincere his answer was, Sherlock set aside his suspicion for the time being. Soon, staff from the CDC arrived at the scene. The chief called the person in charge into the office and asked him to collect any fingerprint evidence during the decontamination process, because the person who had activated the bomb device was likely still hiding somewhere inside the station. But to their disappointment, there were no fingerprint clues inside the backpack. Instead, they found several photos of the police station stored on it. Since multiple people had already shown symptoms of poisoning, they had to quickly identify the culprit to prevent similar incidents from happening again. Helpless, the director told Sherlock about the photos. Since the killer had deleted all the date and time information from the phone, the police couldn't find any clues. Upon hearing this, Sherlock immediately went home and created an analytical model based on the layout of the police station. After studying the photos, he noticed a wall clock in one of them. The clock showed 6:58 p.m. Through astronomical data calculations and light and shadow comparison experiments, Sherlock successfully determined the date and time the photo was taken. Based on that time, the station had been holding a unit meeting, and the entire building had been locked down for 3 hours, which meant the killer was very likely someone from inside the police department. Sherlock then began reviewing officer records. Sure enough, they found an officer named Sean who had once been disciplined for misconduct and suspended for 30 days. Out of resentment toward the station, Sean clearly had a motive. The chief then began questioning him, but without enough evidence, they didn't dare to act rashly. Just as Sherlock was about to dig deeper into Sean, he noticed the system kept showing a server not responding message. After hearing that there was a database problem, he realized that every computer in the station was showing the same server error. Sensing that something was wrong, the chief rushed to the equipment room, only to find that all of the station's servers were gone.